हेलो दोस्तों, जय भीम, जय संविधान, जय लोकतंत्र, जय भारत। मैं आपकी दोस्त संध्या मैम। आज मैं पढ़ूंगी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस आर्टिकल 356, संविधान का अनुच्छेद 356, जो बताता है कि राज्यों में संवैधानिक तंत्र के विफल हो जाने की दशा में उपबंध के बारे में। 356 जो बात करता है कि राज्यों में जब संवैधानिक तंत्र के विफल हो जाने की दशा में उपबंध क्या है उसकी बात करता है। 356 article says about the provision in case of failure of constitutional machinery in states. Number 1, if the president on receipt of a report from the governor of a state or otherwise is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of this constitution, the president may by proclamation. Number A, assume to himself all or any of the functions of the government of the state and all or any of the powers vested in or exercisable by the governor or anybody or authority in the state other than the legislature of the state. Number B, declare that the provision. Number B, declare that the powers of the legislature of the state shall be exercisable or under the authority of parliament. Number C, make such incidental and consequential provisions as appear to the president to be the necessary or desirable for giving effect to the objects of the proclamation, including provisions for suspending in whole or in part the operation of any provisions of this constitution relating to anybody or authority in the state, provided that nothing in this clause shall authorize the president to assume to himself any of the powers vested in or exercisable by a high court, or to suspend in whole or in part the operation of any provision of this constitution relating to high courts. Number 2, any such proclamation may be revoked or varied by a subsequent proclamation. Number 3, every proclamation under this article shall be laid before each house of parliament and shall accept where it is a proclamation revoking a previous proclamation cease to operate at the expiration of 2 months, unless before the expiration of that period it has been approved by resolutions of both houses of parliament, provided that if any such proclamation, not being a proclamation revoking a previous proclamation, is issued at a time when the House of the People is dissolved, or the dissolution of the House of the People takes place during the period of 2 months referred to in this clause, and if a resolution approving the proclamation has been passed by the Council of States, but no resolution with respect to such proclamation has been passed by the House of the People before the expiration of that period, the proclamation shall cease to operate at the expiration of 30 days from the date on which the proclamation shall cease to operate at the expiration of 30 days from the date on which the House of the People first sits after its constitution, unless before the expiration of the said period of the 30 days a resolution approving the proclamation has been also passed by the House of the People. Number 4, a proclamation so approved shall, unless revoked, cease to operate on the expiration of a period of 6 months from the date of issue of the proclamation, provided that if and so often as a resolution approving the continuance in force of such a proclamation is passed by both houses of the Parliament, the proclamation shall, unless revoked, continue in force for a further period of 6 months from the date on which under this clause it would otherwise have ceased to operate, but no such proclamation shall in any case remain in force for more than 30 years. Provided further that provided further that if the dissolution of the House of the People takes place during any such period of 6 months and a resolution approving the continuance in force of such proclamation has been passed by the Council of States, but no resolution with respect to the continuance in force of such proclamation has been passed by the House of the People during the said period, the proclamation shall cease to operate at the expiration of 30 days from the date on which the House of the People first sits after its reconstitution, unless before the expiration of the said period of 30 days a resolution approving the continuance in force of the proclamation has been also passed by the House of the People. Provided also that in the case of the proclamation issued under clause 1st on the 11th day of the May 1987, with respect to the state of Punjab, the reference in the first proviso to this clause to 3 years shall be construed as a reference to 5 years. Number 5, notwithstanding anything contained in clause 4, a resolution with respect to the continuance in force of a proclamation approved under clause 3 for any period beyond the expiration of 1 year from the date of issue of such proclamation shall not be passed by either house of the Parliament unless number a proclamation of emergency is in operation in the whole of India or as the or as the case may be in the whole or any part of the state at the time of the passing of such resolution, and b the election commission certifies that the continuance in force of the proclamation approved under clause 3rd during the period specified in such resolution is necessary on account of difficulties in holding general elections to the legislative assembly of the state concerned, provided that nothing in this clause shall apply to the proclamation issued under clause 1st on the 11th day of May 1987 with respect to the state of Punjab. सो ये मैंने आर्टिकल इंग्लिश में पढ़ा है और ये बहुत बड़ा है, 356 आर्टिकल। वीडियो बनाने के अकॉर्डिंग बड़ा है, तो इसलिए मैं इसको हिंदी और इंग्लिश में अलग अलग बनाऊंगी। अब मैंने इंग्लिश में तो बना लिया, अब हिंदी में इसको बनाऊंगी 356 अनुच्छेद को। तो ठीक है दोस्तों, आज के लिए इतना ही। जय भीम, जय संविधान, जय लोकतंत्र, जय भारत। और संविधान को पढ़ते रहें ताकि देश में लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करना है। लोकतंत्र संविधान से आता है। जुडिशियरी को मजबूत करना है, ह्यूमन राइट्स को मजबूत करना, अपनी सिविक सोसाइटी को अच्छा बनाना है। तो ठीक है दोस्तों, अवेयरनेस फैलाते रहें संविधान से रिलेटेड, आर्टिकल्स को पढ़ें और अंधविश्वास, पाखंड, अंधश्रद्धा इस टाइप की चीज़ों के लिए इंडिया में बिल्कुल भी जगह नहीं होनी चाहिए। रैशनल और साइंटिफिक जो थिंकिंग है वो डेवलप करनी है सभी नागरिकों को। तो ठीक है, जय भीम।